Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here on Play on GAA. My name is Seamus Brady. I have Luke Payton here with me, and we're here to do a match review of the Antrim versus Waterford game. Waterford going up to Corrigan Park in Belfast. It's a notoriously tough place to go. Dublin only escaped with a tight victory there last week, and Waterford have done the exact same, winning by 2 points. They won by 3-21 to Antrim's 2-22. Austin Gleeson absolutely huge for Waterford. But I mean, Luke, does this show a different side to Waterford's game, that they're able to really battle out and grind out a victory against an Antrim side that have proved in this league campaign that they can mix it with the best teams?
Yeah, look, well, I think they'll be relieved. I think is the big emotion I think they'll take. I said in GA Statsman pod there last day I expect Waterford to win by 10, and look, it was an awful lot tighter than that. And you do have to factor in that the red card on 30 minutes for Colin Dunford was a big part of that as well. Though that they kind of lost the game plan there as well. Dunford's been playing that Déise Hutchinson kind of role in corner forward while he's not been around, and look, he started really well. It was a bizarre one, kind of where a player scores 2 goals and a point in the first 30 minutes and gets a straight red for an off the ball. And look, that just seemed to disrupt Waterford. They looked to be motoring really well in the first half, and then just after that, it was kind of clinging on. And look, I think everyone saw the Sean O'Brien save at the end. That's how close it came to that Antrim came to drawing that game. So they got out of jail there, and look, I think the lesson to take here is that, look, I think nobody's safe going up to Corrigan Park, and that it's an impossible place to go, especially this time of year. And any victory at all coming out from there, like, doesn't matter about performance, just get out of there with the victory and stuff. And that's the thing for Waterford to take away from it. And look, they'll be delighted. I think particularly Austin Gleeson, like, he was exceptional in the day. He scored 3 from play and then 1 from the sideline. And then look, Tyg the Burke, centre half back as well. He looked back to his best as well. Won a huge amount of ball and hit an absolute booming point as well too. So really positive that to get the victory in the end in what was kind of very challenging circumstances.
Yeah, without doubt. I mean, Antrim always make it tough. I mean, for them, predictably, Neil McManus again, fantastic. But who else kind of caught your eye for Antrim?
Yeah, look, it's kind of the same figures the whole time. Keelin Molloy again is like absolutely electric in midfield. He scored 2 points, and like the energy that he brings in midfield, I think he'd get into midfields all across the country, and that he's just an absolutely superb player as well. Yeah, and you're looking kind of like as well, just the impact coming off the bench with like James McNaughton, Kieran Clark as well. He came on and hit a score at the end. Jared Walsh in fullback too is a really good player too. It's a very solid team, and that particularly around this time of year, that they just seem to have this kind of mentality in the camp that they're going to put it up to absolutely everyone. The real question for Antrim now is if they can kind of carry this on later on the season. After last year, they got relegated from the senior championship, and they're back down to Joe McDonagh level. So I think the real thing for them is, look, they want to be winning these games and they want to get results in these. It's eluded them so far, but look, I think their season's going to be judged on how they get on to Joe McDonagh, and they want to kind of keep building and go straight back up as well. And otherwise, look, their season will be a failure if they don't go back up from the Joe McDonagh. It'll be a complete failure. It doesn't matter how close they're getting in these games. They just need to get themselves ready for that.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, having seen the absolute annihilation that Waterford did on Laois, putting 7 goals and 31 points past them, I mean, surely Antrim have to be more confident about what they can do against Laois. The difference between the two games is it's chalk and cheese compared to how close Antrim pushed Waterford versus the annihilation that Laois took off them.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, we're going to come to that Kilkenny-Laois game soon, but Laois don't look to be in a great place as well. So I think Antrim have that comfort blanket there that they can really challenge in these games and go for kind of hell for leather in these and try and spring a result, because I think they'll be pretty confident to play in Laois, and that just with the way the two camps are at the moment, look, Laois tend to be better as the season progresses later on and seem to have Antrim's number later on in the year. But when it comes to league, I just imagine that Antrim, they always seem to be better prepared. They're kind of the level of work that they've done over other counties always seems to be at a higher level. Their fitness is always superior to most teams, and they just seem to that they kind of target this time of year as well. So based off all that, I think I'd be fairly confident. I think most people would be that they'll overturn Laois. It's just that they want to make sure that they don't kind of replicate last year's failures in that they peaked kind of very soon in the year, and then by championship they looked completely burnt out, and they kind of went out the senior championship in a bit of a whimper. So yeah, that's the big thing I think for Antrim. But look, at least Joe McDonough as well, they'll have their home fixtures, and look at in that type of competition where a level down, I don't think anybody will fancy beating them up there.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, you mentioned there about Gleeson's impact and De Burke's impact. Was there anyone else that kind of caught your eye for Waterford?
Yeah, well, look, before the red card, Dunford looked unmarkable, and it was a needless kind of little off the ball strike. So that I think that's going to drive Liam Cahill mad, and that a game where they were moving really, really well and they looked to be really kind of in control. That for that to happen like that, I think he'll be disappointed with that. Again, off the bench, Copper Daly came off the bench, made a good impact, kind of wrestling control in midfield. Michael Kiely continued his great Fitzgibbon form with a goal late on. That was a huge score really as well. When you win by like 2 points and a late on goal, that was vital really as well. So yeah, look, I think they'll be happy enough with how it's going. And look, Tom Barron as well got another kind of near full game in there as well. So look, they're getting minutes into these players. Neil Montgomery as well kind of made his first kind of comeback this year too, hit 2 scores and looked pretty busy throughout as well. So look, I think for Waterford, it's just they'll be delighted with an extra 70 minutes. And look, it was a game where they absolutely got tested to the max of their ability. And look, they got a win. And then throw in as well the fact that they'll have about 6 or 7 Ballygunner players re-entering the camp for the next match. I'd imagine Liam Cahill, you could see he was easing them back in, didn't throw them straight back in, get a bit of time to celebrate their All-Ireland. But I'd fully expect them to be back for next week.
Yeah, and I expect the same. And based off what you said there, I mean, you previously said that you think that Waterford are the best placed team to kind of challenge Limerick this year. After this game and after Cork's, fantastic performance against Limerick, do you stand by those words?
Yeah, I think so. And look, I think if Waterford were to play Cork in the championship, well, when they do play Cork in the championship this year, I would be fancying Waterford. And I just think that they have this kind of, I think they're completely bought into what Liam Cahill's trying to do. I think their strength and depth is pretty remarkable. And look, you talk kind of the players that we haven't even seen yet, like Jamie Barron hasn't even re-emerged yet. Keelin Molloy hasn't re-emerged. No Ballygunner players have come back in. Porg Mahoney's re-entering the camp. Shane Bennett can be used as a forward again as well. They've so many options in there as well. So like I still think that, look, obviously the Cork game was a huge statement and that's kind of springed them up as well. But I just think when it comes to championship as well, Waterford kind of a bit more pragmatism. I think they've a bit better in around midfield. Defensively, I think their spine up front in the Burka is probably up there as the best in the country, best fullback centre halfback partnership as well. I think they're just that bit more solid. So yeah, I'd still go with them number 2 and then maybe Cork number 3.
Yeah, I agree. I think Waterford, the strength and depth that they have and the lads that are still to come back, they look absolutely fantastic. So guys, that is the Play On GAA match review of Waterford beating Antrim by 3-21 to 2-22. Keep an eye out for all the other content across the channel of the weekend's action. And until the next video, guys, take care.